Mr Barnier, the EU's chief negotiator, said Theresa May must prove she can command a Commons majority for her deal before talks can go any further. His shock admission came after talks with Britain's new-look negotiation team of Attorney General Geoffrey Cox and Brexit Secretary Stephen Barclay. On Thursday, the pair met with Mr Barnier in the hope of convincing him to reopen the EU withdrawal agreement to make tweaks to the Irish backstop. They also discussed potential legal assurances that would allow Mr Cox to change previous warning that Britain could be held indefinitely in a customs union backstop by the EU, but diplomats later revealed no precise text was tabled. During an interview with Europe 1 Radio, Mr Barnier said, "Today, I am more worried than ever before, but I think there is still a chance to save this accord." He added, "Theresa May has to get a majority to approve this accord. That's the condition to go further. The separation has to be orderly so that we can move on to the more important task of defining a future relationship." Michel Barnier warns Britain on the verge of a no-deal Brexit. Image Getty. Amongst private diplomatic circles in Brussels there are growing concerns of an accidental no-deal Brexit. EU sources fear with time drastically running out to conclude a deal, one simple miscalculation in negotiating strategy by either side could lead to a hard Brexit. But leading officials are suggesting that they will soften their approach to allow no deal as a valid excuse to extend Britain's EU membership. Mr Barnier has refused to rule out delaying Brexit, but warned the process required unanimity among European leaders who will ask what for and for how long. Donald Tusk, the European Council president, suggested he could support the lengthy extension of Britain's EU membership in order to avoid a no-deal scenario. He said, "If the British do not manage to prepare a sensible variant of the Brexit project, there is always the possibility of dragging the negotiations over in time. That's better than divorce without agreement, which would be expensive for everyone, above all for London, but also for the other 27 partners." On Thursday, Jean-Claude Juncker warned he is not very optimistic that a Brexit deal is possible after meeting with Mrs May this week. The European Commission president said, "If no deal were to happen, and I cannot exclude this would have terrible economic and social consequences in Britain and on the continent, but I am not very optimistic when it comes to this issue." He added, "I didn't intend to address the Brexit issue anymore because I have something like a Brexit fatigue, you know, because this is a disaster."